Next, we will discuss question number 7 of 5.1. Here given, why is axiom 5 in the list of Euclid's axiom considered a universal truth? Note given, here note, the question is not able to fifth postulate. It is about fifth axioms. Okay. Now fifth axiom, which one? Fifth axioms. This one are fifth axioms. Fifth axioms means the whole is greater than the part. Yes, it is obvious. Suppose this one scale, this one scale means whole. If we take one part, then obviously this one, suppose 0 to 15 cm. If we take from these 15 cm 5 cm, then obviously 5 cm is greater than 5 cm is less than 15 cm. Yeah, 15 cm is greater than 5 cm, means the whole is greater than the part. Like this way, the whole is greater than the part. That one our axioms, fifth axioms. And here question given, why axiom 5 in the list of Euclid's axioms considered as a universal truth. We write the answer like this: axiom 5 in the list of Euclid's axioms is true for anything in any part of universe. So this is a universal truth statement. We write the answer like this: axiom 5 in the list of Euclid's axiom is true for anything in any part of universe. So this is a universal truth statement. Any part of universe, it is true for anything. That's why this is a universal truth statement. Do you understand? Next, we will discuss equivalent version of Euclid's fifth postulate. Fifth postulate, all of you know. Postulates, only how many fifth postulates are given here? 5 postulates. And these 5 postulates are this one. First one postulate, this one. Then second one, third one, then this one, fifth postulate. This fifth postulate given like this: if a straight line falling on two straight lines make the anterior angle on the same side of it taken together less than two right angle, then these two straight line, if produced indefinitely, then meet on that side on which the sum of angle is less than the two right angle. This one are fifth postulate, and this one fifth postulate we can explain like this way. What if these two are straight line, this one and this one straight line, these two straight line and falling in another straight line. Now if their anterior angle, this one angle and this one angle, sum is equal to, suppose angle 1 and angle 2. Here angle 1 plus angle 2 is less than 180 degree. Then if we produce this side, then they will meet at a point. And this side what? Suppose this one 3, this one 4. Then angle 3 and plus angle 4, which is greater than 180 degree. Then if we produce this side, then they never meet. But this side, their sum is equal to less than 180 degree. That's why if we produce, then they will meet at a point. This one are fifth postulate. Now this one fifth postulate we can modify like this way. Now there are several equivalent version of fifth postulates, and one of the person, this one given by one of them is Playfair's axiom. That one equivalent version of fifth postulate, one is known as Playfair's axioms. This one given by Scottish mathematician John Playfair in 1729. And this one statement is what? for every line L and for every point P not lying on L, there exists a unique line M passing through P and parallel to L. Suppose this one, here for every line L, this one L line, and every point P lying on L, not lying on L. Suppose P is the point not lying on L, here outside the L, and if we draw, we can draw through one point, there are infinite number of line. Now if we draw line, unique line through the point P, then only unique line, suppose M, this one line parallel to this one L line at P. Okay, only unique line, that means from this line only M is the line parallel to L. This one equivalent version of fifth postulate, and this one postulate known as Playfair's axioms, and given by who? Scottish mathematician John Players in 1729. And next, two distinct intersecting line cannot be parallel if parallel to the same line. Here given two distinct intersecting line cannot be parallel to the same line. Suppose this one line and this one line cannot be parallel to the same line. Why? Because if it is parallel to the, suppose M and this is line N, okay, and M is parallel to L but N not parallel to L. That's why we can say this one another equivalent version. Two distinct intersecting line cannot be parallel to the same line. Euclid did not require his fifth postulates to prove his first 28 theorems. Many mathematicians, including him, were convinced that the fifth postulate is actually a theorem that can be proved using just the first four postulates and other axioms. However, all attempts to prove the fifth postulate as a theorem have been failed, but these efforts have led to a great achievement, the creation of several other geometries. And these geometries are quite different from the Euclidean geometry. They are called non-Euclidean geometry, and their creation is considered a landmark in the history of thought, because till then everyone had believed that Euclidean was the only geometry and the world itself was Euclidean. Now, the geometry of the universe we live in has been shown to be a non-Euclidean geometry. In fact, it is called spherical geometry, and in spherical geometry, lines are not straight. They are part of great circle, and that is circle obtained by the intersection of sphere and planes passing through the center of the sphere. That means in non-Euclidean geometry, it is known as spherical geometry. Here lines are not a straight line, it is a curved line and it is like a circle. And this type of objects again discuss in non-Euclidean geometry, spherical geometry. In remark given, the geometry that we will be studying in the next few chapters is Euclidean geometry. However, the axioms and theorems used by us may be different from the Euclid. And these are the ancient mathematics, and now in modern mathematics our definitions are different from our ancient mathematics. Okay, because in ancient point has only existence, but there is no length and breadth. But in case of modern mathematics, point has length. Because how to find the length of the point, length and breadth of the point? Suppose this one point, if we they like this way, if we suppose draw 100 point, then find the length of the 100 point and divide it by 100, then we can find the length of the point. Okay, this way in modern mathematics we can find the length, breadth, breadth of the line, because our measuring unit also micro, nano, like this way. That's why we can find the length and breadth of the point and find the breadth of the line. Okay, in case of modern mathematics it is possible.